This week, cinema's spotlight turns here to Berlin as the city hosts its annual film festival. Several African films are in the Berlinale lineup, some making their world premieres, others, like the Nigerian feature Lady, being screened for the first time in Europe. Now, Lady is a feature film debut for director Olive Nwosu, and it follows a female taxi driver with big dreams as she navigates the bustling city of Lagos until a reunion with a childhood friend drives her ideas of freedom in an unexpected direction. Right, let's welcome to DW News Africa, Olive Nwosu, the director and scriptwriter of Lady, and Amana Oruh, one of the lead figures in the film who took the character of Pinky, right? Welcome to DW News Africa. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Welcome to Berlin as well. You're here premiering at the Berlinale. First of all, Olive, let me start with you. This is an intense film. It features a woman taxi driver. It focuses on sex work or sex workers. It goes right into the heart of Lagos. Could you sum up what it is you were trying to bring out in this film?
Yeah, I can. This film, Lady, is a love letter to Lagos and to the women of Lagos. Because it's my debut film, I wanted to make a film about where I was born and raised and go back home. I wanted to tell a story from the inside of Lagos that can feel both intimate but also mythic, to really lean into the contemporary Lagos, the modern Lagos, this emerging, dynamic young city, and to center women in that storytelling, and particularly women who refuse to disappear. You know, there's a lot of shame around sex work in Nigeria, and I think it's a reflection of a lot of shame around sexuality for women. And so to really front and center sex workers and a female taxi driver and to put them on the stage was something that felt like it needed to happen in a story about Lagos and my debut.
Yeah, we see the character Lady who sort of holds her own in this male-dominated environment. Amanda, you play the character of Pinky, who's a sex worker. And we see this film is sort of rich. It brings out Lagos in its rawness and its vibrance. I'm just wondering, how did that environment help you bring out the character in terms of how did it influence your performance?
First and foremost, I was born in Lagos, raised in Lagos, and living in Lagos is no small feat, like the hustle and bustle, the chaos. So playing Pinky, I had to just channel all of that experience into Pinky, a woman who is navigating, you know, the chaos in Lagos, trying to find her food, trying to survive, trying to live, trying to make impossible decisions or choices with the little that she has. And in Lagos, nobody gives you anything. You have to work for everything. You know, it's just the very little that you have, you make big out of it. So I channeled all of that, you know, experience and personal life also into playing Pinky, and that helped me channel her struggles and her quest to survive, basically.
Right. Yeah. Olive, we see these sex workers in this film. The way you've covered it is a bit more nuanced than the typical way sex workers are covered in Nigerian films.
So.
I'm just wondering, was that deliberate? We usually see these so-called runs girls as a kind of almost cliched way they're covered. I was just wondering if that was deliberate for you.
It was. I mean, to my point of telling a story about women who refuse to disappear and to have them be seen, not be explained or validated or redeemed, they're complex. You know, they're, as Amanda said, everyone does a little with a lot in Lagos. And I think particularly in my research, I found that all the sex workers I met, all of them, were coming from difficult economic conditions and were making calculated choices about agency, about their financial situation, sometimes about supporting their families. And that was what had led them to sex work. And I hadn't seen that lens on the work. Again, it's so much shame. It's like women of the night. And growing up in Lagos, there's a lot of that conversation. But it's like, who are these women? And not only their economic choices, but what makes them laugh, what makes them sad, what makes them bond, you know? Like, these are people. And there was just so much freedom as well in the community that I found in a way that for me was surprising. It's almost like they had made the most taboo choice, and once you make that, then there's a new space that opens out for you, and they found a way to create a bond and protect themselves. I think the film is also very much about women caring for each other when the system has abandoned you, and there's actually a lot that can happen in these spaces, so it's about centering that.
Interesting. Amanda, just wondering what it was like working with Olive, especially compared to the kind of work you'd done before in your career.
I don't know if you have all the time, because you told me we have, I can go on and on and on. I could spend hours talking about this woman here. I've been acting 10 years, right? And it felt like I was learning acting again, working with her. She trained me all over again. She made me understand some things that I thought I knew, and she was so present. Like, Olive is so present, so detailed, emotionally intelligent. She would see beyond words. She'd just look at you and know something is off, and she'd come to you, okay, let's work it out, And sometimes when I'm playing Pinky and I'm maybe deviating somewhat, she's like, okay, I hear you, I see you, but Pinky's doing this right now. What do you think? Oh, okay, and I come back, So, and she's not just about the film's aesthetics, no, she's more about the performance, how true, believable, vulnerable, authentic, your performance for each scene, is. And it's not just one person, she's focused on everybody. So that energy ran through Pinky, Lady, Lolo, every other person, even the background actors. She was that deep about it, And I must say that working with her has been incredible. And I'm a better actor working with Olive, yeah. I must say that.
And Amanda makes it easy because she's so talented. I mean, it's your heart, There's just a fullness of heart and an openness to experience, and you also take in energy and then you perform, And so it's really a wonder when you find humans who are that open and so willing, and who can trust you and you trust each other, so that you can have these conversations and mold together. So I really feel this was co-authored work in this way, not just with Amanda, but with all the women. And that's why when we won the Sundance Ensemble Cast, that meant so much, because throughout the process, it was always about this. It's, let's do it together, let's find the rhythm, let's feed off one another. And yeah, it's just magical.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, you talk about bringing out all these things, both from the actors, the environment as well. One other interesting thing was soundtrack-wise. I noticed this. It's very music-rich as well. What was that about?
Yeah. I mean, Afrobeat is Lagos. Like, you can't separate one from the other. We're always listening to music. Lady's a taxi driver. The radio is on all the time. It's also a film that happens in the nightlife of Lagos, which is also such a big part of our culture. And so I thought that would be a brilliant way to tell a story about the history of Afrobeat as well. We have Fela Kuti, who is the father of Afrobeat, and he's in the film. Sade's in the film, speaking to the Nigerian diaspora. And then we have lots of young, incredible, contemporary, emerging Nigerian musicians as well. And the thought was, there's all this music and it's also storytelling. How do we almost reveal the life that's happening that inspires this music? It doesn't come from nowhere, right?
No,
it's like it's from real lived experience. And so we had a lot of fun in figuring out what tracks should go where, and kind of, it's like mutual storytelling happening between the music and, the visual language.
Interesting. You mentioned Sundance earlier, where you premiered. Unfortunately, Amanda, you and much of the rest of the crew couldn't make it to the film premiere. What happened?
I would say policy happened, and whether we like it or not, we have to respect policy. And
just to make it clear, you did not get your US visas.
We didn't get the visas because at the moment there's a visa restriction on Nigerians, on Nigeria as a whole. So the production tried everything possible to make it happen. My director did all she could, humanly possible, to make it happen, but it is what it is.
We worked so hard to raise funds, to take
Yeah.
a whole cast of 7 women to Sundance is hard work.
Yeah, it is
But everyone
hard work.
was committed, and then the visa ban happened last minute.
Right.
And
Last
then
minute,
the
like-
cast
Yeah.
couldn't come. And just to bring it back to the film, it's interesting because so much of the film is about movement, you know, and lady wanting to move, and the women are talking about where they would go and what happens when Africans
Yeah.
leave the continent. And so it was really like frustrating,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but also weirdly surreal to then see reality affect our story
Yeah.
in this way.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're here in Berlin. You're
Yes,
here to premiere
we
at
are.
European premiere
We
at the
are.
Berlinale. And Amanda Oruh and Olive Nwosu, congratulations.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Berlin, and I wish you all the best as you
you so
take this film forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.